The 2018 election cycle in Georgia seemed like it would never end, thanks to two races that required yet another vote on December 4th. It was expensive to open the polls again and arguably less democratic. Consider this: 4 million Georgians voted on November 6th, a huge turnout. Only about a third of them bothered to vote again in the runoff that decided the races. But what if I told you all of that could have been avoided? What if there is a fair way to determine winners on election night and still satisfy Georgia's requirement that the winner get a majority? Well, there is. It's called ranked choice voting, or an instant runoff. And it's already working in the entire state of Maine, in cities in Colorado, California, Massachusetts, and Minnesota. Here's how it works. Instead of casting one vote for your favorite candidate, you rank all of the candidates in a given race, starting with your favorite, all the way down to your least favorite. If no candidate breaks the 50% threshold, the top two candidates then receive more votes according to rankings submitted by voters whose first choice didn't make the cut. So, for example, in the most recent Secretary of State runoff, Republican Brad Raffensperger or Democrat John Barrow would have received a vote from the 37,000 people who preferred the Libertarian, but put one of them as their second choice. You can rank as many or as few candidates as you like, so you won't feel like you'll be forced to rank candidates you don't support, and your vote counts through every tier of the process. It sounds a little confusing, but exit polls in places where ranked choice voting is used show that voters understand the concept and the benefits. Instead of voting against candidates they don't like, voters are able to articulate numerically who they support the most. The idea of wasted votes is essentially eliminated because the people can vote for more than one person by order of importance on election day. The system also helps members of our military who have to cast absentee ballots from overseas and may not have time to send a second absentee ballot in a runoff election. And again, it saves the cost of opening the polls again for fewer voters. Some opponents of ranked choice voting say it violates the idea of one person, one vote. But that's not true, because only one vote counts in the final tally. No court has found that ranked choice voting violates the U.S. Constitution. So I think we should use ranked choice voting. If you agree, contact your local state senator and representative and let them know there's a better way for every voice to be heard. All right, just so we're all clear, this segment represents my views and not necessarily those of Fox 5 Atlanta. But we want to know whether it represents your views. So tell us whether you like it or not. And who knows, maybe I'll respond to you on Fox 5.